Oh my gosh, someone has been shooting these airgun targets. Oh my gosh, this is an airgun target. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, and a zombie. So this is like more real life sort of scenario. So I got my different color spray paints here. I even got green for the zombie. And then I got a little bit red here. And I'm gonna go ahead and spruce up this airgun range. You can kind of see, I'll walk a little closer, but I got some tinfoil. I got this going on already. I had to primer these guys because they shot all the targets bare of metal. Or they shot them bare, like, you know, all metal showing. So let's just check out what I got going on here. So this is my little spray paint hack where you take tinfoil, no matter what you're painting, you just squish it around whatever you don't want to get paint on it. So I go ahead and I got this zombie going on here. Here we are over to the deer. Now, just with the primer, this is a black primer, so he's already looking a lot better. Here's the boar right here. I went ahead and just, you know, put tinfoil around these targets back here, and I may paint these red later, or I might just leave them with the Birchwood Casey stickers on there. So this is what the targets look like after I repainted them, and I left a little Birchwood Casey there for the guys. Zombie, he needs some eyes. I'll get that next time. This buck is looking a lot better. Yeah, look at that shiny boar right there. So I left some little goodies in each one of these. And another stag right here. I need to give this guy a red nose. It's the Nova Freedom Air Gun of the Year 2018. So you might be asking, like, what's so great about this gun? Okay, it's because it's a PCP air rifle with a built-in pump. Okay, so yeah, it looks awesome too. Basically, you pump this, let's just say 20, 30, 40 times, and you get your nanometer right there, okay? Just like a regular PCP air gun. You get that up to where you want it, let's just say at 300 bar. And now you're good for however many shots per fill this gets. Let's just say it's 25. You're good for 25 shots. And let's just say you want to shoot 10 shots. Go sneak into the corner where the, you know, birds and the rabbits and whatever you're hunting can't see you. And then pump 10 pumps off and you're right back up. I think I don't know what it's going to work out to. It might be like 5 pumps per shot. But the only other gun that you can do that with is called the FX Independence. And I believe it sells for 1,800 bucks. So let's get this out of the package. This is just great. You don't have to have a PCP tank. You don't have to have a PCP pump. But you have a PCP gun. Okay, so basically if this thing shoots good, then it's just gonna be like so great. Okay, right here is the Nova Freedom. So that's what it looks like just sitting there. I'm gonna guess that it came with these awesome fiber optic sights. So it looks like these are highly adjustable for windage and elevation, and they'll clip right on and come right off. Here's the front one. Well, that's really cool. It looks like it just goes right on the front with a rail like that. So that's neat. A nice hooded front fiber optic sight with a nice fiber optic rear sight. Looks like we got a nice operation manual right there. Now this is a scope that he sent with it, and this does not come with the gun, but this is a popular scope that I've seen because I got one of these on a gun that I bought. And then I was real happy to put it on my Bulldog later. So this right here is the AccuShot 3 to 12 power 44 millimeter mini swap mil dot scope. So mil dots are great when you're shooting with an air gun because then you can shoot at different distances and you'll have your notches. This scope also has an illuminated reticle in green or red, which you can just turn on and off by hitting those little buttons right there. All right, so that's cool. It looks like that my 22 caliber, which I just got, is going to shoot 900 feet per second. Probably the 177 is up at 1,000. So where you get this gun is from these guys, American Tactical, and they also sell some other super cool guns like sort of military replica style air guns. I think that's about one of the only places that you can buy this gun right here, and I do believe it was $379. What else does the box say here? So this combines superior performance with the built-in pump. You can refill anytime, anywhere, okay? Got the greatest flexibility, an ideal choice for target shooting and hunting. It's got a power adjustment knob. Okay, that's legit. That means that you can make it quiet. It might be quiet anyway. What I'm saying is you can make this low power for your backyard and high power for when you're hunting. And the weight is 3.6 kilograms, so that's about 7.2 pounds. About 7-pound rifle here. Here's that high and low setting. So it has a really cool wheel right there. So that should be easy. So basically, you just set it on high and sight yourself in, and then set it on low, and you just see where it hits on your mil dot, and you'll be set. You'll be able to shoot at low and high setting anytime. So it's definitely a full-size gun. It's got a nice rubber butt pad right here. Looks like we've got a polymer stock. Some nice grippage going on here. And this is actually finished really well. One thing that's cool is they do got the American Tactical logo right here. That's the same on both sides. This right here is a really cool fire and safe. But one of the coolest things I noticed, check out this charging handle right here. It's got a really nice, easy to grip charging handle that's right by your shooting finger. So you can do quick follow-up shots. You don't really have to take your hand off very much. Oh, this is cool. So this is like the lock. So you just unlock that when you want to pump it and lock it back in. So this right here, optimum pressure 250. Ooh, 3,600 PSI. So this is going to be a little powerhouse maybe. Well, I mean, we know it goes 900 feet per second, but basically it does its job by getting to 3,600 PSI. That's awesome. So there's the logo right there, Nova Freedom. So this is really big and like bulky and sturdy, and I'm picking this up right now. Yeah, this is definitely a 7-pound gun. So there's nothing plasticky or cheap about this gun. It is nice, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, this is nice. You know, I would hoping that it was going to be nice when I got one, and this is definitely nice, you know. And thank you to Richard for letting me check out this gun. That's super cool. And yeah, that's just super cool. And so I just want to say thank you for that, and I'll take good care of it and send it right back to you. So for now, though, I'm going to put this scope on here, and if I know Richard, he probably sighted that thing in really nicely, and I'll probably be hitting perfectly, and that'll be a better place to start than I did with my Gamma Swarm this morning, I'll tell you that. Sure enough, he left me with some nice loaded magazines. I'm sure these are JSBs right here, and I think I'm pumped up to where I need to be, so I'm just going to go get my Allen wrench set in the car, and we'll be in business. Okay, another super cool thing about the box that this comes in is that you can fit, it's got a spot for a scope, so I don't think these come with scopes, but you can put almost any scope right in here. I'm going to go ahead and do a bunch of target shooting with this in a second here, but I just want to show you something else about this scope right here. This AccuShot scope looks like it's got a super awesome clicker right here for different yardage, ear parallax adjustment. Oh wow, so that's super cool. I had one of these, but I didn't even notice this on the other side. It's got your parallax adjustment like on a side wheel right here, and you could probably really easily get a big side wheel for that, and you'd be just like the field target dudes. This is a mean little rifle. I mean, it's not little. I meant to say this is a mean rifle. You know, it's like definitely big and weighty. It weighs 7 pounds. It's a full weight of a rifle, and you know, it has kind of a big, thick fore end there, which I like, and so far it's super awesome. So yeah, they give it 3,600 PSI, which is 250 bar. Usually guns are about 200 bar. And so this thing, when it says 900 feet per second, I believe it just might be 900 feet per second. Okay, so I got the Nova Freedom at this end, and then down here I got my favorite little sighting in targets. Now look how clear that is. I put the parallax on 25 yards, and I have a super clear target. And as well, you can see how clear my crosshairs are as well. So this scope has multiple adjustments. So just now I actually adjusted this wheel until my crosshairs were clear, and then I put this on 25 yards, and so now I have clear crosshairs and a clear target, and I'm on 12 power, which is probably a little much for what I'm doing here, but I'm just gonna go with it. Now here's the good news, you guys. In addition to this awesome magazine right here, this also has a fill probe. So apparently if you're too lazy to pump that day, just bring your air tank along or your hand pump or whatever you got, and you can pump this up just like a normal PCP. So how to load one of these magazines. To put it in here, you just cock the handle back, slide that baby in there, chink, and you're ready to go. So I'm gonna put that back on safe, get this party started. Oh man, I'm so glad because this saves me a lot of work. Okay, you guys, so I'm not even a good shooter, okay? And I want to call this a one-hole group, okay? Even though a lot of people wouldn't, but this is my one-hole group. I just shot 10 mags into this, these are 1-inch squares, so I just shot, you know, I shot most of it into this hole right here, and then I got my first flyer right there, and basically this is 2 flyers Okay, this thing shoots awesome. I know this was only 25 yards, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I can, you know, shoot this bunny's little face right off at 45 yards away. So I'm halfway through the course right now. I got the picnic tables are, I think I'm at the 25-yard mark. And I went ahead and put up one of these with my sledgehammer. And now out here, I like to shoot and all my stuff at 35 yards. So I went ahead and put this Super Trick heavy duty garden thing here with a sledgehammer. And so you can either hang something off that, or I'm just gonna put my targets on there. So we got 2 right there. And then back here, we got Bunny Boys getting a new paint job, but I'll put a 50-yard target right there. And there's actually one in front of that tree. And that one back there is actually 61 yards. So I'll have to go back there and paint that too. So this target range now has 50 yards, which it didn't have before. We got exactly 35 right here. Double things for 25, and then I think this is for some close range pistol shooting. So this is what the targets look like after I repainted them, and I left a little birchwood casey there for the guys. Zombie, he needs some eyes. I'll get that next time. Buck is looking a lot better. Yeah, look at that shiny boar right there. So I left some little goodies in each one of these. And another stag right here. I need to give this guy a red nose. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to load the magazine on these guys. So also today, I'm going to go ahead and, this is the second day of my Nova testing. I'm going to go ahead and use the fill probe that they provided, so I don't have to pump it up at all. I'll just sit there and rattle off shots. So this is a lot of air guns these days have this exact same magazine pretty much. It's like the Hatsan semi-autos, and really a lot of them look like a Gauntlet magazine, but basically started out as a Marauder magazine. So you can see what is empty. There's actually a rubber stopper. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a rubber stopper in there. So what you want to do is take this and actually turn it kind of the wrong way, and it's going to take that wheel that's inside with it. And now on the other side, there's actually going to be a hole right here, and you're holding that spring right now, the spring fed wheel, with your hand right there. So I'm just going to pellet. So right here I got a JSB pellet, and I'm going to just go ahead and put it in backwards though, with the end facing me. Okay, good. Now just release this and maybe hold it with your finger. And now you take this, and that wheel is stuck here now because of that pellet. And so now you can just drop pellets in each one of these holes. All right, now I drop these in every single hole right there, and I'll just go ahead and snap that right in there. Now I'm ready to go. This is ready to insert in, and I got 10 shots. Also, I pretty much always use JSB pellets, but these are 18 grain JSB pellets that I'm going to be using today. Right here I got my carbon fiber tank with your standard Foster fitting quick disconnect, and I'll just go ahead, and this fill probe is really cool. It comes with a 1/8 fitting already ready to go there, quick disconnect, and so you just pop this in there and you're ready to go. You just fill the air gun slowly and you're going to be set. Turns out that the fill hole is actually right there. I had to pull that cap completely out, so now I should be able to insert my fill probe in there. Okay, that's cool. That totally like snapped in there really firmly, so I know that it's going to stay in there now. So you can guys get a look at this nanometer while I fill it up here. I'm just going to fill it really slow. Good thing I was paying attention, but you just want to fill it super, super slow. And don't ever go into the red, because that'll definitely damage your gun. After I bleed my air hose out, then you can go ahead and pull this out. And now I'm ready to rock and roll. I didn't have to pump anything. The other thing is that when you have this in the lock position right here, this makes a really good carry handle. Like, you can walk around with this thing no problem like this. Alright, so this has a handy dandy high and low setting. I'm just going to shoot it on high today, because when I was shooting yesterday at 35 yards, the bullet drop between high and low was only maybe like a ½ inch, I believe. So I'll go ahead and just shoot this on high and refill it with my air tank. One thing about the Nova too, which I probably already mentioned, this is a really cool charging handle right here with like a gnarled rubber right here. The other thing that I want to mention is that you can just drop your pellet right in the top here. There's no need to turn it upside down. I was actually wrong about that. So I just wound this magazine up and dropped the pellet right in the front straight ways, and it was fine. Incidentally, the trigger did feel really nice on this. You know, I have no complaints about the trigger. It was really easy to pull it. It seemed like a really easy trigger pull. Definitely did not interfere with my aiming. I have a 35-yard target right there, and a 50-yard target way in the back. And so I'm going to try to sight this in at 35 yards and see if I can get some really good groups here. Okay guys, I was aiming for the absolute center, and maybe you can see up by the right hand top target there's 2 holes, and so basically I'm going to put my crosshairs back on the center, and then I'm just going to click them over to those 2 holes, and I should be pretty much sighted in because I know this is a pretty much accurate rifle. So that's how easy it is, and then I'll just fine tune it from there. Okay, so I just tuned my crosshairs without bumping my rifle more or less right up to those 2 holes, and now if I pull the trigger down on my bullseye again, I should get it pretty close there. See if I can get a bullseye. Okay, so I just took a shot, hit the bullseye, and so basically I want to show you how I just sighted in this rifle in basically 2 shots. Okay, so right here we have, I was aiming at the bullseye, and we have where I hit, and you know what, I didn't even have to take the second shot, I was just doing to make sure. So let's just say I would have taken 1 shot, and then I would have gone back and I tuned these up right to there, and then I took my other shot, and guess look where I hit. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so that's pretty close to the bullseye. So now I'll take some shots, and like if they're all like to the left, and I'll make a couple clicks, you know, to the right, and if they're all a teeny bit high, I'll make some clicks, and then I want to get to a pinpoint so I can just basically hit this dime-sized thing every single time, which is totally easy with the Nova Freedom. It should be totally doable. I want to get my scope though so that I can hit that every single time, and yeah, and then I'll be set. And then basically it's just a matter of 50 yards is a little farther down there, and it's just a matter of, you know, seeing where my mil dots wants to be, and I should be able to shoot all over the place, near and far. So basically here's what happened. I had my first shot right here, and then I think I clicked right 2 notches because I wanted my bullet impact to come right, and then I took a shot and I hit right where I was aiming, and then I hit like where I was aiming again, and then it was getting boring, so I said, well, maybe I could just take out this whole bullseye, and then I was actually choosing what part of the bullseye I wanted to hit. So I took a couple right here, and then I just kind of took out this middle part, and then there we go. That is a 1-hole dime-sized group at 35 yards. So I'd say this baby's sighted in. Let's see what it can do at 50. But first, I'm gonna try to get a bullseye in all of these within 10 shots. Maybe within 4, I don't know. I don't think I'm that good, but let's see. Maybe I'm that lucky. So this looks great. Look at that one, holy crap, that is like a perfect bullseye right there. And so this one right here, I actually adjusted for windage, I think, on that one. On one of them I did, and I hit the bullseye. Now this one down here, I'm gonna count that too. So 3 more shots, if I can get this bullseye, then I have my goal met right there. Well done, Nova Freedom, you are a good gun. And then I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. Now, 35 yards away, okay? I ended that bullseye, okay? I'm not going to get all gross and graphic, but, you know, that bullseye didn't even know what hit him. He was dead before I even know he was dead. So, same with this guy right here. So, I would say that with a little bit of skill, you could thread the eyeball of a squirrel with this easily, or wherever you want to hit. So now I got these little dime-sized targets right here, and I'm going to put this at 50 yards and see what we can do. As promised, okay, every single one of these guys, I bullseyed them at 50 yards. Now, most of these right here were me trying to figure out what mil dots to do, you know, and so I refilled the rifle about every 5 or 6 shots, and then at the end I finally figured out what I was doing. So basically, yeah, a little practice with this. You could, these are 50 yards results, so you could definitely hit the bullseye every time at 50 yards if you knew what you were doing with this gun. A lot of fun though, boy, that was a lot of fun. Yesterday, which was my first day here, this is a 47-yard target, 50-yard target, so I was shooting the Gamma Swarm, and I'm gonna tell you, it was difficult, but I hit this from 50 yards away, and I was really proud of myself. But if I cannot hit this at 50 yards away with the Nova Freedom, I am gonna be in trouble. Okay, so I am going to nail this on the first shot from 50 yards. All right, guys, is that close enough for you? 50-yard shot on the first shot. Not bad. And like I say, I'm not a good shooter or anything. The Nova Freedom is just making me look good today because it's super accurate. And that's your proof right there. 50 yards, first shot, boom. I call that a bullseye. Hitting those targets from 61 yards away was like no problem at all. I didn't even really have to hold over them very much. It almost hits the same place as it did at 50. So the only reason that these didn't fling all the way back is because this target's all jacked up. So anyway though, yeah, this is really an amazing gun. The Nova Freedom. Alright guys, so the last thing I'm going to try before I get out of here is the 50-yard bunny with a about a 1-inch kill zone there. See if I can pop this out in a few shots. So yeah, I just hit this auto reset bunny target over and over with ease. I had a couple misses just because I would forget, where my mil dot was supposed to be. But let's go ahead and, this thing has good power it seems, so let's go ahead and see how it does on these kind of heavy, different size spinners. So we got 4 different size spinners here, and see if I can get this one to spin all the way around. For my last trick shot, I'm going to blow this stick apart, and I would say that it is probably at the most 3/8 of an inch across. So here is what that stick looks like. Let me just move my crosshairs to the side so you can kind of see. There it is sticking up out of the rock right there. Let me just see if I can zoom in here. Yeah, so you can see it right there. It's sticking up on the side of the rock, and so I'll move my crosshairs over. So yeah, that's it right there. I hit it a couple times, but then I finally was able to split it off. So that's probably like twice as thick as a pencil. So that's a pretty good shot.